size.
This episode of Nintendo Chit Chat Minute Gaming News is brought to you by PDP Gaming, bringing you incredible gaming accessories, peripherals, controllers, and much more for your PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. Visit pdp.com and check out their entire catalog of cool products, like Mario & Luigi wired controllers, a Mario Kart case for your Switch, a laid-up Nintendo Switch stock cover, and more. That's pdp.com, and we thank them for their support. Good evening, everybody. How are you? Eddy Ray here from NintendoChitChat.com. Welcome to episode 12 of our podcast, Nintendo Chit Chat Minute Gaming News. It is March 23rd, Friday. We've got plenty of stuff to talk about today, including the Nindies stuff that happened over this week on Tuesday, plus much more news for you, including at the end of the episode, we're giving away once again the Light Up Dock Shield from PDP Gaming. We thank them for providing these giveaways for us. The last winner, though, was a bot. So, Tweet Draw picked a bot. So tonight, hopefully, we get a real person to win this thing. So stay tuned for that, guys, at the end of our podcast. And don't forget, you can listen to us audio only through Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Player FM, and much more. If you guys are interested in our t-shirts, go to tpublic.com and search for Nintendo Chit Chat. And of course, you can support us by hitting that like button for us, subscribing if you're new, commenting in chat, or also Streamlabs donations or YouTube sponsorships. And we'll bring Samantha on in about a minute after our first break. So we'll be right back with the news in a moment. Stay tuned, guys. This episode is brought to you by PDP Gaming, bringing you incredible gaming accessories, peripherals, controllers, and much more for the PC, Mac, Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo. Visit pdp.com and check out their entire catalog of products like a Mario & Luigi wired controller, Mario Kart cases for your Switch, the laid-up Nintendo Switch dock cover, and tons more. pdp.com. We thank them for their support. Kirby Star Allies is out now on the Nintendo Switch. And thanks to Nintendo, you can watch Eddy make enemies his best friend. When a new evil threatens planet Popstar, Kirby will need a little bit of help from his enemies. By making friends out of foes, up to 3 other players can drop in and out of the adventure at any time. Team up with other players using local multiplayer to play as Kirby and 3 other characters in Kirby Star Allies, out now on the Nintendo Switch. Alright, and we are back. Welcome to episode 12, guys, of our podcast. Can't believe 12 episodes already. Now, last week, of course, we actually pushed 2 episodes out because we were delayed about half a week or so for that, but we wanted to cover the direct we had about 2 weeks ago. But this week, just one to cover the news for this week, and that's March 18th through March 24th. And, of course, as always, we have our main writer, or head writer, editor, and our social media extraordinaire. We have Samantha Lienhard on the line. Samantha, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you.
So episode 12 already. How did the week's announcements go for you as far as covering the news go for you? Was it pretty busy?
It came in bursts. So first of all, it started out a little slow, but then there was the Nindies presentation. We got a lot of news from that. Then it slowed down a little bit again, and then on around Thursday into Friday here a little bit, there was quite a few more announcements.
Awesome. So a bit of a roller coaster ride. So stay tuned, guys. In chat, we'll be doing a poll a little bit later on regarding the Nindies event. But that'll be the first thing we actually discuss today with the podcast and Samantha is the Nindies Showcase. And I guess they do this, a couple times a year, I think it's been?
I can't remember when the last one was, but yeah, they do them every now and then.
Yeah, so we have a showcase for Nindies, basically Nintendo and Indies teaming up to create this Nindies kind of title, showcasing different indie games coming out for spring of 2018. And of course, the first one announced was a remastered title, and this is Mark of the Ninja. Explain more about this, Samantha.
Mark of the Ninja is an action stealth game about a ninja, as you can guess from the title. And so they announced that then the remaster of that is coming out this fall. So the showcase was here in the spring, but the games are coming out throughout the year.
Awesome. And then we have, of course, after this, we have announced in the showcase, we have Fantasy Strike. And this one caught my eye. This is a little interesting fighting game. And what does this feature?
Game. Well, first of all, they've said that it emphasizes strategy over button mashing, and one of the ways they've seemed to do both that and try to make it more accessible is that it has a streamlined control system. But one of the things that makes it stand out is that it has lots of unusual weapons. For example, in the trailer, we got to see some characters fighting with paint. and fighting with the powers of time and all sorts of unusual weapons instead of just ordinary weapons.
Yeah, that's what caught my eye. I was watching the trailer a couple times actually, from the showcase and also the individual trailer, and there was this panda, like it was like a gambling theme or a casino theme. He had like a slot machine he was using to do attacks, which was pretty cool. And then of course you mentioned the paint one too. It was like a big paintbrush or something being splashed around, doing attacks. So it looks pretty cool. Very stylized graphics as well.
I saw that
And
it's been in early access
oh,
on
okay,
Steam for quite a while, so that version seems like people are enjoying it. So
very cool.
hopefully the full version will be also good.
Yeah, definitely. And this will be coming, I guess, to the Switch then this summer. Very cool. So we have our sponsor in chat, JKW. We have Amethyst. We have Golden. Good to see you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We got Simon as well. All right, and then we have a musical bullet hell game, and this is just shapes and beats. And this looks like a pretty interesting little game. Is there any kind of co-op or online with this at all, Samantha?
Oh, let me see. The one thing that I noticed is that when they talk about it, they seem to emphasize that the title, Just Shapes and Beats, is explaining exactly what it is because it's featuring shapes and musical beats.
Right.
Co-op, yes, I believe it has local co-op.
Okay, very cool. Local co-op. That's just shapes and beats. And if you guys missed any of the trailers or announcements for this, we actually have the embedded Nindies showcase from Nintendo right on the article as well over at NintendoChitChat.com. So check that out. Cool. And then moving along in the announcements for the Nindies, we have a top-down shooter, which is pretty interesting. It's called Garage. And what is this inspired by, and what is this exactly?
So this one is coming out this spring, and they said that it's going to have sort of a dark, gritty sort of theme, and its style, they were very specific that it was inspired by gory VHS-B movies. So that gives an idea of the sort of tone they're going for.
Interesting. Yeah, I was watching the trailer. It looked pretty cool. And the top-down viewpoint gives a nice little interesting gameplay style, too, for this type of game. And being gory and everything like that. It's very dark and gritty. So that's pretty cool. It's called Garage. And that will be coming to the Switch this spring. Golden mentions in chat, musical bullet hell. Yeah, that's explaining just shapes and beats. I played some bullet hell games, but not musical bullet hell games, so it looks pretty interesting to me. We'll have to give that a shot eventually, just shapes and beats, but cool. So that's also Garage, then we just spoke about. And then the next one is pretty crazy. Check out the trailer if you guys missed it. It's called Pool Panic, and not a swimming pool, but billiards, basically. And what's this like, Samantha?
This one just looks very strange and bizarre, and I'm interested in learning more about it because it just looks so unusual. Its tagline is the world's least realistic pool simulator game, and basically it has 100 levels that you're going through. All the balls are like living sentient characters, so it's definitely going for a very strange, silly tone there.
Yeah, they have some crazy faces, and some of them look pretty freaky. We have the 8-ball, the cue ball looking pretty happy. Then we have one of the red balls looking really like a devil almost with a mean face. The levels look pretty interesting. But this is like, what kind of gameplay is it? Is it like, I'm not even sure. I watched the trailer. I couldn't quite get what kind of gameplay it was. Did you?
Yeah, making shots like if it was a game full. But I don't know if there's more to it than that or what you're actually trying to do. But I'm sure we'll learn more about it. I think it was playable. I don't know if it was at GDC or if it was something else recent, but I think there might be some previews coming out.
Okay. Yeah, and being this is an announcement trailer too, so maybe we'll learn more of gameplay once we see like a more full gameplay trailer of the game. That's Pool Panic, guys. And again, the tagline is the world's least realistic pool simulator game. So don't be thinking you'll be playing a full billiards game here. This is totally different than that. We got Enivs and we got GameNFormer, Cliff as well. Good to see you guys in chat. All right. Moving along in the crazy characters, we have a chicken who's a crazy character here in Bomb Chicken. And what is this, Samantha?
Yes, well, this platformer, and the key thing here is that the main character is a chicken that, instead of laying eggs, lays bombs. So to get past obstacles, you will have to use these bombs. And so there were several games in the Nindies presentation that just seemed very odd and very funny. And so this is another one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
This one's coming in the summer.
Cool. And if you guys just heard the title, don't take into account it's not like Super Bomberman at all. It's totally different. It's more like a arcade type platformer with bomb chicken. But it looks pretty fun actually. The gameplay does. So I'll be kind of looking at that as it comes out to the Switch this summer. Then we have another rhythmic puzzle game, and this is it Lumines?
I think so.
And this is going to be remastered, right?
Yeah, so this is Luminous Remastered. I've heard very good things about the original, so...
Very nice. And this comes to then the Switch in the spring. And let's see here. So moving along then, we have Lightfall as well. And this is a timed...
Rains.
I'm sorry?
We missed Rains. I forgot to bold the title in the article.
Oh, okay. Oh, no
we
problem.
Skipped over Rains.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, yeah, I see it there. Rains. And this is a choice-based kingdom simulation game. Explain more of that, if you can.
Yes, well, I've seen a little bit of this one, the original version being played, and the basic idea is that you are running the kingdom, and you're given situations, and you have to make a choice. And that's basically what the whole gameplay is. Being presented with different situations and making choices and seeing what happens as a result of your choices. And so this is taking both the original and its sequel, which was called Reigns, Her Majesty. They're coming together as Reigns, Kings and Queens.
Awesome. And in this spring, it will also feature local co-op mode too, you mentioned. So that's great. Cool. So that's Reigns.
Yeah, and that's exclusive to this version. It wasn't in the previous versions.
Okay. Very nice. That's a good addition then for Switch and Nintendo fans. All right, and we have Lightfall. Moving on from that, we have Lightfall. This is a timed console exclusive for this spring. And this is another platformer, correct?
Yes, and the thing that makes this one stand out is that you have a magical box, which they call the Shadow Core, which you use to help you progress through the levels. So that makes it seem a little different than the typical platformers.
Yeah, I was watching the trailer. It looks pretty difficult, but also fun. It's very fast-paced as well. But also, you mentioned also has a speedrun mode of its own, too, so that's pretty cool.
Yes.
If you're interested in that kind of thing, guys, with platforming and speedrunning, it has its own speedrun mode in the game, and that's Lightfall. All right, and then the Wild Wild West, crazy and bizarre. You have bizarre mentioned here in your wording of this next one. This is West of Loathing. Pretty interesting title. And this is the slapstick comedy stick figure, right?
This is an RPG set in the Wild West, but your characters are all stick figures, and like we said there, it is a slapstick comedy. So it's coming to the Switch this spring. I believe it's out on PC now. Another awesome. Bizarre one, but could be fairly entertaining.
Yeah, there's quite a number of bizarre games in this Nindies showcase, so but pretty cool to have off-the-wall games, something different for once. All right.
If you've heard of the online game Kingdom of Loathing, this is a spin-off of that.
Oh, okay. Very cool. So West of Loathing, just an interesting title, nonetheless. All right, so next up is Pode, and this is a puzzle type game, exploration, I guess, too. And what was this inspired by, and what's this like?
This one, and I wasn't entirely sure about how to pronounce the title from the way they were saying it in the trailer, so I hope to hear that again more clearly sometime. But yes, so this is a puzzle exploration game that was inspired by Norwegian culture. Character is a rock that is helping a fallen star find its way home. And the trailer was very beautiful, so I'm interested in seeing more of this.
Yeah, it was. I was pretty impressed by the art style and stuff like that, and the graphics and the trailer here, so it looks pretty interesting. All right, that's Pode. And again, guys, a lot of these have trailers individually as well, apart from the showcase, the Nindies showcase. So check it out on our website, nintendochitchat.com. Pretty easy. All right, and then we have The Messenger, and not Facebook Messenger. The Messenger is a game, an action platformer, and apparently has a special twist. What is the special twist for The Messenger?
Starts out as an 8-bit platformer, but then it transforms into a 16-bit platformer, and this seems to tie in with its time travel story in some way.
That seems really neat, considering it goes from 8-bit to 16-bit. I'd like to see that. I didn't get a chance to check out or see any of this, so I'll have to check it out. Is there a trailer, I guess, for this as well in the Nindies showcase?
They showed a little bit of it.
A little bit of it. Okay, I probably just missed it then. It's probably just a few, like, 10 seconds or whatever, so. But hope we learn more of that. The Messenger, guys, coming to the Switch this summer. Okay, and we have a real-time strategy game, which I think the Switch is kind of lacking at this point. And this is called Bad North. And there's a certain theme to this, correct?
Viking theme, and this is only the first Viking game we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about more Vikings in a minute here.
Yeah.
But so yes,
we are.
So this one is a real-time strategy game with a Viking theme, and they also described it as a roguelite. So I don't know how much those elements will come into play, but it seems like it will have elements from both genres.
Very nice. Yeah, I like real-time strategy games, and there really isn't too much out there, at least right now on the Switch. So Bad North. Roguelite real-time strategy coming to the Switch this summer with a Viking theme, and it has very stylized graphics as well. It looks pretty awesome. So that's called Bad North. And of course, moving along from the Viking theme, we'll stick with it actually for the next 3 games. And this is more RPGs. What are these, Samantha?
Yes, well, first they announced that the Banner Saga 3 would be coming to the Switch this summer, but then they also announced that the Banner Saga and the Banner Saga 2 are also coming, which is important, or at least a nice thing, because you can carry over the progress and choices that you made from game to game. So these are all story-driven tactical RPGs, Viking themes.
Very nice. So are these gonna be all like sold then separately, or will there be like a package kind of thing, a trilogy, or like anything like that?
I'm
Or
not sure. It certainly seemed from the way they announced it that at least 3 is going to be separate, but I'm not sure if 1 and 2 are coming over separately or as a package or with both options. I'm not sure about that yet.
okay, we'll probably learn more as the dates come closer to being summertime for this. Then cool. All right, guys. Moving along then, out of the Nindies showcase, that was pretty much the entire showcase there for you. So again, go to NintendoChitChat.com and you can watch showcase there and also read about some of the games that we have listed. Most of the games seem pretty interesting, and we'll be doing a poll here at our break in a little bit regarding your thoughts on the Nindies showcase. Was it great, fair, or boring? Let me know in the poll coming up very, very soon. All right, so the Switch news. We have a really cool special edition coming too, and it's not coming to North America yet, so I may have to import it. But this is regarding Flashback, and this is the 25th anniversary, right, Samantha?
Yes, this is the Flashback 25th anniversary, and it is coming to North America. It's only the collector's edition that's not.
Right, that's what I mean. The collector's edition is not coming to North America, so I have to import from Europe or something, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know why North America is missing out on some of these special editions, like Bayonetta and now Flashback. But at least the Switch is region free, so if it goes to
Yes,
Europe,
that's true.
I can get it. Yeah, hopefully. But cool. And if you're not familiar with Flashback, what is Flashback?
Flashback is an old game. The original came out in 1993, and it's an action-adventure platformer. And so now it is being remastered for the 25th anniversary with some graphic filters, remastered music, a rewind feature, new tutorials, and things like that. But one of the most interesting things with this release is that if you look at these changes and say, oh, the original was better, you have that option because it is coming with the original version as well as the modern mode that makes the changes.
Very nice. It's a nice feature to have in this game. So 25th
Yes.
anniversary of Flashback. Did you ever play the original? I never have.
Original. And I think there was a remake. I haven't played that either, but I don't think the remake did well. So hopefully this will be better since it's just a remaster.
And what systems did this come out on back in '93? Do you remember? Was it a Nintendo system or what was it? I don't even recall.
Okay, let me look that up quick.
Sure. Yeah, I was
Okay,
just
let me
curious.
see.
I mean, I've heard of the game, but I never played it before. So being '93, I was into some PC gaming at the time, but also I had the Genesis and Super Nintendo going on, I believe. So I was 13 years old.
Okay, let's see. Wikipedia lists lots of platforms. It says Core and Archimedes, Mega Drive, DOS. It's
Okay.
around to the SNES eventually, and then Sega CD. So it was on a lot of things at the time.
Okay,
But
cool. Yeah, I was curious about that. Thanks for looking that up. Awesome. So yeah, Fluffy, it comes to the special edition. This special edition comes to Europe and Australia. So you're in the Europe area, so you can get that definitely if you're interested in it. I'll be importing it if I can from, I guess, a European outlet at some point, as long as they have them in stock. All right, and then moving along from Flashback to this game gave me like a vibe of Adventure Time. I'm not sure if it was the title or the artwork. This is Adventure Pals, and this is a multi-plat coming to the Switch in April. And what's Adventure Pals?
Pals is a another platformer. This is a side-scrolling action-adventure platformer. Looks like it has a very bright, colorful style. It's also, if you like playing with other people, it features drop-in, drop-out co-op.
Oh, cool.
And it also mentioned RPG elements, although I don't think they went into too much detail about what those will be. And this will be out sometime in April. It's coming out on other platforms on April 3rd, and they just said that the Switch version will be coming out shortly afterwards. So
Hopefully
I'm sure
it's
we'll have a
really shortly.
date, so.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not like 3 months later or whatever. How some of these things happen. Awesome.
Well, I
And
think they still said April. They
Okay.
specified shortly afterwards in April.
Right. Okay. Good. But you never know some of these things. But yeah, if they say April, I would bet it's probably going to be definitely a few days later, after a couple weeks later at most. So JKW in chat says it looks like Adventure Time. It does kind of, doesn't it? Get the kind of vibe from it. Anita says looks interesting. Yeah, it does. And Enid says lots of bizarre and kind of interesting games for sure. All right, and then we have a game that Samantha can pronounce.
Yeah, I'm just going to use the English title for this one. This is Higurashi When They Cry.
Good job, yeah. And this is coming to the Switch on July 26th. And what is this game? This is a visual novel, right?
Yeah, this is a visual novel, and this release is coming out in Japan. I don't know if it will be localized because the English version of these games, these visual novels, they've been coming out on the PC at a very slow rate. So we're pretty far behind even there. So I don't know if they intend to localize the Switch version or not. But anyway, these are, I believe, horror.
Oh, nice.
And so they're coming to the Switch in Japan. This is the start of some of our visual novel news. So I'm excited that they're definitely starting to announce more visual novels for the Switch.
Yeah, it seems like the last couple of weeks we've been getting more announcements or rumors or whatever of more visual novels coming, and we have a bunch here to talk about.
It's because the Switch is slowly replacing the Vita, and the Vita was a
Yeah.
home for visual novels.
For
so
sure.
now they're all sliding over.
You're exactly right, though, because they're looking for a new platform now, and the Switch is kind of Vita-esque in a sense. It's portable, but also you can play it at home, too, and it's very popular. So it's a great platform to push these games onto. So moving along, we have another visual novel, which we talked about coming, and this is The Charming Empire. And this is coming to the Switch in Japan, but no release date, correct?
Is about this one either.
Okay. And no localization news, right? It's Charming Empire. It's the only graphic I could find for it, too. I couldn't even find the actual title of the game. So if you guys want to know what the game looks like, there's a trailer we have. We also have the graphic up on screen, too, but I couldn't find the actual logo of the game. So there you go.
Well, it's a otome, so if you're interested in playing a female protagonist, a variety of male romance options, that's what this one is.
Okay. Nice. And then this next game is a really interesting title, Defoliation. Another visual novel. This is a suspense story, right?
What about this one? Because I think they just announced it. I don't think they'd said anything about it previously. So this one is again coming to the Switch in Japan, and it's coming this summer. And yet again, like you said, this one is called Defoliation, and it is a suspense story. So that should be interesting too.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. JKW says, oh, great, even more horror games. Yeah, the Switch actually has a good selection of horror games now. The more the better, actually. But that's what I think. Okay, so now we have, going from visual novels to kind of fast-paced racing, we have a futuristic combat racer, and this is called Grip. And this has some pretty cool features, too. So what are the features for this one, Samantha?
Yes, well, first of all, it's a combat racer, so there's going to be lots of weapons, and it's going to be very fast-paced. But one of the reasons I assume that it's called grip is because you're able to drive on any surface you can get a grip on. So you can drive on the walls, and you can drive on the ceiling, so it makes it stand out. And there's a trailer there where you can see some of the gameplay.
Yeah, I was checking it out. It actually, being able to drive on walls and ceiling reminds me of Mario Kart 8. So there you go. Anti-gravity in a sense, but looks pretty cool. I mean, these are like almost like RC cars, but actually full-size, I guess, cars being the world they're in. But very futuristic. Lots of weapons you can have. Looks pretty cool. So I'll be keeping my eyes on grip, and hopefully, I'm not sure if it announces anything about kind of online play at all with it yet, but it'd be cool if they have online play for it. Oh, and speaking of online, I wanted to mention too, in Nindies Showcase, I think it was, let me see here, Fantasy Strike, I think they mentioned a co-op mode or locally, and then also online for that too, so that's one of the reasons I was looking forward to Fantasy Strike, because they mentioned online for that fighting game, so. Alright, so moving on from Grip, a racing game, guys, we move on to Monkeys. And this is 9 Monkeys of Shaolin, is that correct?
I'm not sure how you say this. Shaolin? I'm not positive.
Yeah, Shaolin or Shaolin, I don't know. But 9 Monkeys is good. And this actually looks really cool. The graphics look pretty interesting. The lighting looks really good. Art style is pretty neat. And this is a old school beat 'em up game, right?
Beat 'em up about a fisherman who is trying to get revenge, so he decides to master martial arts. And so it's going to have 25 different levels, they said, and you're going to be able to fight with 10 different pole arms and 3 unique fighting styles. And they also mentioned that there will be a co-op option too.
Very nice. Yeah, check out the trailer, guys. Let me know what you think of this one. This looks really, really cool for 9 Monkeys of Shaolin. All right. We will take a break here with Samantha, and we'll come back with more news. Now, in a moment, guys, we're going to be doing a poll in chat for the Nindies Showcase, and we'll be asking you what your thoughts were on the Nindies Showcase that happened on Tuesday of this week. Was it great, fair, or boring? Let us know by voting. We'll come back with Samantha in about 2 minutes, so stay tuned, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by NintendoReport.com. Fresh gaming news every 20 minutes. When you visit the homepage, you'll find direct information from Nintendo themselves. We source their YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr accounts. Maybe you want even more details? Click on Nintendo Franchise News. Here we source the main franchises for Nintendo directly from the Facebook pages for The Legend of Zelda, Mario Kart, Super Mario, and Splatoon. If you want more Nintendo news, click on Other Nintendo News. Here we source the main media outlets that cover Nintendo. Outlets such as Nintendo Everything, Nintendo Life, Game Explain, Nintendo Today, Nintendo Enthusiast, and more. Again, updated every 20 minutes. And don't forget the NCC feed for NintendoChitChat.com. You'll find the latest details here from our website, directly sourced here, all for you. NintendoReport.com, fresh gaming news every 20 minutes. Today's episode is also brought to you by NintendoChitChat.com, for the love of gaming. NintendoChitChat.com is your main community hub and resource for Nintendo fans. Register for free today and gain access to our live chat rooms. Gain access to our forums to post new content and comment on our blog articles too. We have a full blog section for our unique interviews, news articles, and much, much more. We have a full member section, activity feed, achievements, and tons more to explore. NintendoChitChat.com, for the love of gaming. Check it out today and make your free account. Alright guys, welcome back. I saw you guys voting in chat there regarding the Nindies Showcase that happened on Tuesday of this week. And the options were, what did you think of it? Was it great, fair, boring, or didn't you watch it? And the poll is closing in about 15 seconds, so we'll hang on here. And you guys mostly voted for fair. Cool. Yeah, I voted fair as well. There was a few things I was interested in, and I think that was pretty good, actually. I enjoyed it a lot. Wasn't, you know, spectacular, but I thought it was pretty fun. And there's a lot of great little games coming out for the Switch. And keep in mind, guys, a lot of these games, some of these studios are just 1 or 2 people. Some are, it was Pizza Hut. Some are a lot more. I'm not sure who that is calling, but some of the studios are bigger than others. But with these indie games, guys, you gotta keep in mind the budgets are smaller too. So, but thanks for voting there. So all of you voted for 8 votes for fair. Samantha, what was your thoughts overall of the Nindies showcase?
I'd probably go along with that rating. There were some good announcements, but nothing that was like really thrilling.
Right.
Right.
Cool. All right. So whoever that was, don't call again. I should probably mute that phone if I ever figure out how. All right. So let's move along from 9 Monkeys. As I scroll down here, we are at Gotcha Racing 2. And this actually has my interest too. I love racing games, and this is like a top-down game. Explain more about this racing game, Samantha.
Well, when I first saw the news about this one and saw the title Gotcha Racing 2, or Gotcha Racing the Second, I guess, from the way they've written it, I was going to joke that, don't worry, it's not a gotcha game. But it actually is, except that you don't have to pay real money for your gotcha picks. This is a racing game where the whole idea is that you capsules, I guess, that have parts in them, and then you build your own vehicle, and then it says there's an infinite number of parts, and then you race with your vehicle and hopefully earn more gold that will let you buy more parts. And so this is actually the sequel to a game that came out on the 3DS. I wasn't familiar with the 3DS release.
Oh, wow. Yeah, me either. Huh. So Gotcha Racing 2, it seems really cool. It'll be less than $10, so $9.99 on the eShop, and it comes this month too. It would be.
And so that's next Thursday.
Yeah, next Thursday. So there you go, guys. Check that out. I'll be probably picking that up actually. All right, and then we have some announcements which you just added. I think about an hour or so before the podcast started.
Hours, I think, sometime this afternoon.
Yeah, we have our arcade archives. We have Punch Out, and this is coming to the eShop in Japan, right?
Yes.
And are there special features with this at all?
Mentioned is that, well, since this is based on the arcade version of Punch Out, they've added an option to choose either the horizontal layout for the screen or a vertical layout that will have more of the atmosphere of when it was an arcade game.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So part of the arcade archives, Punch Out, guys. All right, and then our next announcement involves Spike Chunsoft has announced Pixel Junk Monsters 2. And this is a sequel, right?
So this is a sequel to Pixel Junk Monsters, which was a tower defense game, and this one is also a tower defense game. And it's coming out on May 25th for $14.99, and they've mentioned that it will have both local and online co-op options.
Oh, very neat. So that's always a good thing to have included. I couldn't find a logo for this either, so some of these games are either that brand new, or I couldn't find logo. They weren't very popular, I'm not quite sure. But I couldn't find one for the second game, so I have a screen of the first game here. Some artwork of it. Looks pretty interesting, guys. All right, and then back to the visual novels. So a little 360 here with Samantha. They announced localization for Steins Gate Elite. And this is a remaster?
Yes, this is odd. I'm not entirely sure what to think of this yet. This is a remaster of, I suppose you'd call it a remaster. It's a new version of Steins Gate, except that instead of using the still art and backgrounds like visual novels normally do, it's using animated scenes. It seems like it's taking scenes, possibly taking them directly from the anime adaptation, but then also creating some new scenes for in the anime. So it's an interesting idea. I'm just not totally sold on it yet. But on the other hand, Steins Gate is great. So at least you can play it in some version.
Right. I'm sure you'll have your eyes on this. And if you see the logos on top of the screen here, guys, for our podcast, it has PS4 and PS Vita. So there you go. Visual novels. still going to the Vita, apparently. But
Coming
Switch,
west,
too.
unfortunately, there was a Vita version in Japan, but it's not coming west.
Oh, okay. Well, now you have the Switch version. All right. And then this next one called Nidhogg, is that right? Nidhogg 2. And this is an action game. And apparently it features one sword fighting combat. Seems pretty cool. I'm not familiar with this at all. Are you, Samantha?
Before, but that's it. I wasn't too familiar with this or the first one either.
Yeah, but features one-on-one sword fighting combat. So if that interests you guys, do check out Nidhogg 2, and that'll be at the Switch this summer. All right, then we have Hyper Light Drifter. It was also announced for the Switch with the release date of this summer. And anything else regarding this one?
Yes, well, this one, people actually started wondering about it a little bit before the announcement because they announced that in Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, there's going to be some apparel based on Hyper Light Drifter. So then after they announced that, people were saying, well, does that mean Hyper Light Drifter is coming too? And then
Right.
it was announced. And so this is a action RPG with pixel art, and it's best known for its combat and also for its focus on exploration.
Awesome. We have a nice graphic up on the screen, so if you like pixel art, guys, do keep your eyes on this, Hyper Light Drifter. Okay. Then we have a strategic action game, Masters of Anima. And any latest news on this? Regarding, I guess we have a date for it too, don't we?
Yeah, we talked about this one a little bit back when it was first announced, I believe. So now we know that it's coming to the eShop on April 10th, and they also released a new overview trailer, so you can see some of the basic gameplay in it there.
Cool. Then we have another announcement here, and this has seen a little bit of talk on social media regarding what will it perform like on the Switch, and this is regarding Ark Survival Evolved, and that's coming this fall, right?
And so this one is an open world survival game. And like you said, people are concerned about how it's going to perform because there have been performance issues on other platforms.
Right, I guess we actually have a video. They were showing some footage on off-screen and portable mode. It looked to be pretty good. This game is really interesting, being a survival game, open world, and you have dinosaurs in the game too. But hopefully the performance issues, if there are any, hopefully it runs fine on Switch. We've had open world games already on the Switch which run fine, so there's no reason this kind of game can't either. But it's really down to the developers doing a good job.
Yeah, I got the impression from what people were saying that it has had problems on the other systems it's been out for that have not been fixed. So because it's having problems everywhere else, a lot of people are concerned it might have problems here too.
Right, so let's go to a new platform being the Switch, and hey, well, don't worry about those problems, we'll just put it on the Switch now or something. So I can see that frustration in people's discussions online regarding the game, but we'll have to keep our eyes on this, guys. It really interests me, actually, being an open world game. I love open world games, so but that is Ark Survival Evolved. Okay, and then we have going from dinosaurs to penguins, basically, being Penguin Wars. And this is a remake. I never played the original. You have, Samantha?
Either. I never heard of it until the remake was announced.
Same here. Yeah, I'm like, a remake? I never even heard of the Penguin Wars game to begin with. But we have a date of May 15th for North America and Europe. And this will be available digitally and physically. And what else will we have regarding modes?
So they announced there's going to be a single-player story mode, but then there's also going to be a local versus mode and an online versus mode.
Very cool. So a lot of these little games are getting some online modes. That's good. Yeah, Penguin Wars. You guys familiar with Penguin Wars in chat? Let us know. Go ahead.
The original came out in 1985, according to the internet.
Oh, wow. So a remake
game.
Is like 34 years later or whatever. I'm 37, so I would have been 5 years old at the time. So what system would that be for?
It looks like it might not have come out of Japan either, unless there was another version of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, so Penguin Wars, guys. A lot of people haven't heard of it before, so yeah, go figure. A lot of you guys are, weren't born until the 90s or 2000s, so. But I haven't heard of it either, so. Penguin Wars, okay. But moving along, we get a game we have heard of, and we have a release date now for the Switch for both North America and Europe, and that is Ys 8. What are the dates, Samantha?
Out June 26th in North America and June 29th in Europe. And they also announced that the Day 1 Adventurers Edition will have a reversible cover. It'll come with a foil pack of character cards featuring 3 of the characters, and it will also come with a double-sided poster. And then they also released a new trailer along with the release date.
Awesome. I wonder, there's also a special edition for this too. I wonder if that will also have the reversible cover. I'm assuming it will. But there was like a poll or something I think they were doing regarding like what covers you thought were better than others, and they all look good to me. The artwork is pretty amazing. But that's Ys 8, and that's coming in June, later in June, 26th for North America and 29th in Europe. Okay. And then more NIS published games. Touhou Genzo Wanderer Reloaded also has a release date, and this will be July, right, Samantha?
July 17th in North America and July 20th in Europe.
Awesome. We also have a trailer then for this as well on the website. So going from that then to some Street Fighter. The Anniversary 30th collection will be out on May 29th. And there's also a Switch pre-order bonus or not? No pre-order bonus, right?
Versions have a pre-order bonus. The Switch version does not have a pre-order bonus, but instead it comes with Super Street Fighter 2, the Tournament Battle, which seems to be a new version of what was previously only an arcade game, a special arcade version of Super Street Fighter 2. So this is a special version where you can use 4 Switch consoles for local wireless multiplayer for a tournament that involves up to 8 players. And if you don't have 8 players, then it'll have the AI take over for the remaining slots.
Very cool. Yeah, this is on my radar. I'm looking forward to this Anniversary collection. Love Street Fighter, and so does Amethyst. She says, awesome, Street Fighter. And Cliff says he wants this so bad. I think he was mentioning that regarding Ys 8, which I think is correct, right, Cliff? Let me know. All right, so that is Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection for the Switch. All right, and then we have some more regarding Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, correct?
Yes, because this has been one of the games that was playable at GDC. And so this video came from DualShockers. They released a 9-minute gameplay video. This is especially good since people have been wondering what it's actually going to play like, although, of course, it seems as though the gameplay might vary from level to level. But this shows off what seems like an early level. So you can get an idea for at least what some of the gameplay will be like.
Awesome. So do check out the trailer. Again, we have it all on NintendoChitChat.com, guys. All right, and then more Valkyria Chronicles 4 news, and this is regarding some DLC. And what's this?
A sort of brief announcement that it's going to have a season pass with 4 pieces of post-launch DLC, and their bonus scenarios. I didn't look into it too much. The announcement was written in Japanese. But one of them was clearly a beach event, so I'm not sure if they're all going to be sort of optional, fun scenarios, or if some will be story-focused. But anyway, so there are going to be 4 scenarios as post-launch DLC.
Very cool. All right, moving along to our birthdays. Happy Birthdays is due out in Japan on March 29th, June 5th in North America, and June 8th in Europe. And I believe there's also a demo out in Japan for this game right now as well.
Yes, I believe that's true.
Yeah, so do check out this. I'm really looking forward to this as well. This game, Happy Birthdays. Again, this is from, or published by NIS America. And this is a new title for the Switch. The original title was Birthdays the Beginnings, I think it was, if I recall correctly. All right, moving along then, we have Fallen Legion Rise to Glory, and we have a new trailer for that too. Any other news regarding this game, Samantha?
Let's see, I can't remember now if the release date was news or not. I don't think it was, but anyway, this is coming out on May 29th. And so this new trailer specifically focuses on the main character of the Flames of Rebellion campaign, because this was originally released as 2 separate games with 2 different campaigns, but now this version, Rise to Glory, is bringing both of them together.
Very cool. So that is Fallen Legion Rise to Glory. All right, and then we also have some more Little Dragons Cafe news. Remember when we first talked about this game, there was like nothing regarding it, not even like an image of the game. We had like a logo and that was about it, but now we actually have 15 minutes of gameplay footage of Little Dragons Cafe. And what's the date for this one, Samantha?
We're not entirely sure yet. Before the gameplay footage came out, actually a few screenshots came out because pre-orders opened up. There was a listing for it on Amazon, but then there's also a listing for it on GameFly, and they both shared some screenshots, and both of them did. I'm not positive if they still do now or not. Sometimes it looks like they still have it up. They had it listed for August 24th, so there hasn't been an official release date announcement yet, but it's possible that it's August 24th.
Okay, and we'll keep you guys updated with that date then regarding Little Dragons Cafe. And if you haven't watched the trailer, do look at it. It looks pretty cool. The art style looks really nice, and lots of exploration and some puzzles as well mixed into Little Dragons Cafe. All right, so last week was the launch of Kirby Star Allies, and there's an update coming in just 5 days on March 28th. And what does the update feature for us, Samantha?
Yes, well, this update is the one that will introduce the Dream Friends, which they showed off during the Nintendo Direct, I believe. And so now there's a couple of trailers available if you're interested in the characters that are being, well, the new Dream Friends. There are Dream Friends in the game already, but these are the new ones. So if you're interested in them, they have a couple of trailers out. One trailer shows Rick, Kine, and Ku, and then they released a trailer today that shows Marks.
Very cool. Those are really cute characters, guys, so check out the trailers. I've been enjoying Kirby Star Allies a lot. And we got Hector in chat there. Good to see you, Hector. And Amethyst says she kind of wishes Little Dragons Cafe was on the 3DS. Yeah, it could kind of be a good fit for 3DS in a sense, but it's a pretty big game, too, regarding the world, it looks like, so I don't know. But let's move along to some 3DS and Switch news. And we have some Fire Emblem news. And this is regarding the 3rd DLC pack, right?
Yes, this is the 3rd DLC pack for Fire Emblem Warriors. This is coming out on March 29th for $8.99, although if you have the Season Pass, it's included in the Season Pass. And so this one adds 3 new playable characters, Owain, Tharja, and Olivia. It also adds 3 more history maps, 3 new costumes, some new armor break model changes, some more dedicated weapons and weapon skills. Once that on the same day that the DLC pack becomes available, there's also going to be an update, and the update is going to increase the level cap, add another weapon skill, add new blessings and elements, and also make some little changes. One of the things they mentioned was that you'll be able to start a battle using the same blessings you used for the previous battle if you want to.
Oh, that's a nice feature. Cool. And also video capture support, I see I've added in the notes there too. So there you go.
The Switch version is going to support video capture now.
Yeah, for the Switch, yeah. Very nice. I wish more games actually supported that, because I go to push it and I'm like, not supported. I'm like, oh, come on. Such a good moment I just missed, and I couldn't capture it directly through the Switch. Of course, I have a capture card, but it's different than doing it with a Joy-Cons or Pro Controller. All right. And then we have, well, of course, today is launch day for Detective Pikachu. And we have a new trailer available now, right?
And that is out now, I guess. That was today, right?
Today, yeah. Launched at midnight, Friday. So today, yep, it is out now, guys. So it's a launch trailer here by Nintendo. If you don't have the game, check out the trailer. I will be picking, actually, you know what? Play some music. I'll be right back. I just left my own podcast. No, I'm here. I have a box from Amazon Prime. I forget what I ordered, but I think it's the Amiibo. I'm going to open up on webcam here for you guys live. So let's see. Oh my gosh, this thing is huge. really cool. Yeah, oh my gosh. Look at that. Detective Pikachu is heavy, too. My gosh. Look at that, guys. Pretty awesome. There he is. Really cute. Sherlock Homeboy. Right there. Detective Pikachu. So there you go. I didn't order the game, though. I have to get the game. Hopefully Nintendo sends codes. If not, I got to get the game myself. Which I probably will anyway. I always do. But there you go. It's a live unboxing on cam. All right. And then last but not least, we have some tournament news, and this is regarding, I guess, surrounding E3, right, Samantha?
Nintendo opened up their E3 website, and they also announced that during E3 on June 11th and 12th, there's going to be 2 tournaments, the Super Smash Bros. Invitational and the Splatoon 2 World Championship Tournament. And so they provided some details about the Splatoon 2 qualifiers. And of course, the interesting thing here with the Super Smash Bros. News is that this is for the Switch game. So we should be seeing more about it, if not before E3, definitely at E3, since there's going to be a tournament going on.
Yeah, this has a holiday of 2018 written all over it for Smash Bros. Definitely, especially with the launch of the online and later this fall too. So everything's coming together here, guys, regarding Smash on the Switch and everything that we've kind of been guessing with the online service too. So we're hyped. Cliff's hyped, Dank is hyped, Ashley's hyped for Smash Bros. And E3 should be pretty awesome regarding both just the general show itself by Nintendo and, of course, Smash Bros. And now we have Splatoon 2 as well, World Championship tournaments there. So lots to look forward to. June 11th through 12th is E3 this year. Awesome. And we're going to take a little break here, and we'll come back with Samantha. We'll be doing a little bit of a discussion on what games we're currently playing between Samantha and I, and you guys as well. So let us know in chat what games are you playing right now this week and today. And of course, the Nintendo Time Portal Issue 8. The Time Portal is Issue 8 already. We'll come back with that in about a minute or two. Stay tuned. Be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by NintendoReport.com. Fresh gaming news every 20 minutes. When you visit the homepage, you'll find direct information from Nintendo themselves. We source their YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr accounts. Maybe you want even more details? Click on Nintendo Franchise News. Here we source the main franchises for Nintendo directly from the Facebook pages for The Legend of Zelda, Mario Kart, Super Mario, and Splatoon. If you want more Nintendo news, click on Other Nintendo News. Here we source the main media outlets that cover Nintendo. Outlets such as Nintendo Everything, Nintendo Life, Game Explain, Nintendo Today, Nintendo Enthusiast, and more. Again, updated every 20 minutes. And don't forget the NCC feed for NintendoChitChat.com. You'll find the latest details here from our website, directly sourced here, all for you. NintendoReport.com, fresh gaming news every 20 minutes. This episode is brought to you by PDP Gaming, bringing you incredible gaming accessories, peripherals, controllers, and much more for the PC, Mac, Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo. Visit pdp.com and check out their entire catalog of products like a Mario & Luigi wired controller, Mario Kart cases for your Switch, a laid-up Nintendo Switch dock cover, and tons more. pdp.com. We thank them for their support. Today's episode is also brought to you by NintendoChitChat.com, for the love of gaming. NintendoChitChat.com is your main community hub and resource for Nintendo fans. Register for free today and gain access to our live chat rooms. Gain access to our forums to post new content and comment on our blog articles too. We have a full blog section for our unique interviews, news articles, and much, much more. We have a full member section, activity feed, achievements, and tons more to explore. NintendoChitChat.com, for the love of gaming. Check it out today and make your free account. All right, we are back, guys, for our last 2 little segments here on episode 12 of the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast, Minute Gaming News. And we have Samantha back again. All right, Samantha. So I asked you earlier today, what games are you playing? And she came back to me with one game, but it's okay because it's a big game, and she is probably over 90 hours now, I'm guessing.
According to my playtime counter, I'm not entirely sure if that's been tracking any time when I wasn't playing, but it's certainly a long game, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So it's large enough to be multiple games.
Awesome. How far are you, like, where are you at right now in the game?
Oh, let me see. I think I'm currently in Chapter 8, so I'm certainly moving through the story. I've also been doing some side quests. I've also recently started doing Ursula's Affinity quests, and if anyone has played it and done that part, you know that it's very annoying and tedious and takes a long time.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've played a little bit of it. I haven't had the time to dive into it as much as I would have loved to, unfortunately. Maybe sometime I can go back to it and put more hours into it, but it's a great game for sure.
Enjoying it quite a bit.
You played Xenoblade Chronicles X as well, right?
So I've played all 3 of the Xenoblades so far.
How does this one compare to the other 2?
It's very hard to compare X to either of them because Xenoblade Chronicles X was so different, being more focused, first of all, being more focused on science fiction and more focused on exploration over story. So that one is kind of just off on its own, hard to compare to the other 2.
It's almost like a spin-off in a sense.
Yes. It got an X instead of a number.
Right, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this one compared to the original, it's hard to say so far. I like it a lot. I like the first one a lot too. I really want to get to the end and see how the story plays out because the original really had some crazy twists near the end. So I want to see if this one is going to do anything crazy too. But I like the first one a lot, but I definitely like this one a lot too.
Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And let me know, guys. Let us know in chat what you guys are playing this week or this past month or today in chat so I can read those on the air if you'd like. I'm doing a bunch of things right now, actually, of course, 'cause I do a lot of Let's Plays. I'm doing, of course, thanks to Nintendo, Kirby Star Allies. I'm going through it very, very slowly. I'm doing like a level or so a day, but it's great. I'm really enjoying the befriending enemies, and of course the copy ability is really nice too. Being able to kind of combine them together is really neat. The sizzle sword is pretty awesome. The levels are great. So I'm about a few hours into the game right now. We have a bunch of episodes recorded coming up on the channel the next week or so with episodes. So stay tuned, guys. Once or twice a day, you'll be seeing more of these on our channel. I'm also playing more Dragon Quest Builders 2. I took a bit of a break from this game, but I'm getting back into it, recording more episodes for you guys. And my town is being repaired slowly but surely. I'm unlocking new features, finding new minerals, and new items to craft with, so it's been getting pretty fun. And then, of course, the Alliance Alive, which comes on March 27th as a launch date. Got a review code from Atlas. Been enjoying this too. I'm about 3 or 4 hours into the game. And this is pretty great. I'll probably be doing a full Let's Play, actually, of this game on the channel, so stay tuned for that. What you see right now on our channel, we have like 6 episodes. I can't go any further due to the embargo, so you'll see episode 7 go up on launch day, and then live stream as well that evening on the 27th of next week. But I've been enjoying it.
I like the demo a lot, so I've been curious if the whole game is going to feel like that because I thought the demo had a really good, strong start for the game.
Yeah, I think the demo goes to the Ancient Museum. I think we talked about it earlier. And then I'm in a new area right now, which I can't really mention too much about. But later on in the first area, you get your first vehicle to travel. And that's the Ornithopter, which is pretty cool. It's like a flying wing. I actually had trouble using it at first. I couldn't see where I was going because the camera's like a fixed camera, depending where you're facing. So you kind of have to remember landmarks or where you're oriented a little bit to get the idea of it. But after a little bit of tinkering, I actually figured out where I had to go, so it wasn't too bad. But it was pretty fun then, flying with it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. So that's Alliance Alive. And then, of course, a weird one, Sonic Forces. I finished a Let's Play of that, and I've been telling my friends, and I think I told you as well, it makes me want to play Sonic Mania. Some of the levels in Sonic Forces are just, they don't feel right. Some of them are okay. Then they had the avatar character, which you can create and dress up and everything too. It just felt out of place in the game, but it makes me want to play Sonic Mania even more after finishing up Sonic Forces. And then, of course, Penny Punching Princess. This is coming to the Switch on April 3rd. We'll be doing previews of this on the channel, I think, on... Let me see here really quick what date that is. Let's see. So you guys can expect to see a couple episodes of this going up on Thursday, March 29th of next week. And this is about a princess who wants to restore her royalness and her castle, her town, from the Dragon Loan family. It's all about money, basically, and battling enemies and getting cash out of them. But you can also bribe them with money and get them on your side, which is pretty cool too. So that's Penny Punching Princess. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. There's this mechanic with a calculator, which you have to charge up by, battling a little bit, and then you can actually bribe. And certain enemies cost 100 to bribe them, or 500 depending on what it is. But the mechanic is pretty hard to get used to because you continuously get onslaught by these enemies battling you as you're trying to enter the amount into the calculator. So it's like doing this and doing that, multitasking at one time is very difficult for me. But I'm getting along in the game. It's pretty cool. Again, it's Penny Punching Princess on the Switch, April 3rd, but look for our YouTube videos for this on Thursday of next week. All right, and then it's time, Samantha, for issue number 8 for our time portal. And did you have any trouble finding items for this issue at all?
No, I didn't have too much trouble finding issues, although I got the wrong link here. I went to last week's by mistake.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm going to have the correct link now, but
it's okay.
No, actually, because there was a lot of things that happened this week, actually. So actually, when I went through to write it, I had a whole list, and then I went through and picked out I think I picked out the 4 that I wanted to cover.
Oh, good. Cool. Yeah, actually, I had the wrong link in there in the Google Doc, so I apologize about that. I have last week's issue, but this is issue 8. But here we are, guys, for this week. We look back at Nintendo history and games and consoles and events, looking back whether it's a year ago or 20 years ago. But here we have March 19th, and this is Super Metroid, right?
So Super Metroid, of course, is considered by many fans to be one of the best games in the series and one of the best games of all time. And so it first came out in Japan on March 19th, 1994. And one of the things that I found interesting that I hadn't known before was that it sold better in North America than it did in Japan.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
When I was looking up stuff about its launch, that it had some poor sales, but then it came out in April in the West, and it did a lot better, at least in North America.
Very cool. So Super Metroid comes out in Japan on March 19th. Looking back at some of the comments in chat, we have Dank saying he's been playing Mario Strikers Charge, Mario Kart 8, and Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U. Awesome. And he's been playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 1-2 Switch, and Snipperclips Plus. Snipperclips is a great game. Thanks, guys, for posting that. Okay, so moving along in the time portal, the Game Boy Advanced. And this hit shelves on March 21st. And that was back all the way in 2001. And that was for Japan, right?
Yes, this was the Japanese release of the Game Boy Advance. And just a couple of, well, I guess one fun fact about it, that was the first Nintendo handheld to have the buttons alongside the screen instead of beneath it. I guess I have 2 fun facts, because then I also found out that it wasn't discontinued until 2010. So it was sold in stores for 9 years.
That's crazy. And being the DS had backwards compatibility, that's really weird. Interesting. That's really cool. Cool to know. Did you actually...
That was...
What's that?
I was just going to say, that was one of those odd things where they claimed that it wasn't replacing it, wasn't it? Like when they first started saying that the Switch wasn't going to replace the Wii U, people were saying, well, yeah, but they said the Nintendo DS wasn't replacing the Game Boy Advance.
True.
So that might be why it stuck around, because
kind of third pillar or whatever.
They were coexist. Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting, though. Good to know. Thanks, Samantha, for putting all the details there with the time portal. So that's cool. I never actually owned a Game Boy Advance. Did you guys in chat let me know? I only ever had a Game Boy, and then I went right to the DS, so I skipped a bunch of them. I skipped the Advance, the Color, and all that stuff. All right.
I started with the Game Boy Advance.
Did you?
I don't think I ever had the Game Boy or the Game Boy Color. I think the Game Boy Advance was the first one because it was backwards compatible with Game Boy Color games, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Yep. Yep.
That's what I had.
Awesome. All right. So Amethyst says her grandma still has her Game Boy. She used to play Pac-Man on it, and had the Game Boy SP Advance. Nice. Danka Game Boy, cool. Yeah, I used to have the classic Game Boy with the green or the black and the grayscale screen, and I had the magnifying glass on top of it and the lights. It's really weird. All these attachments for it. But let's move along to our time portal. March 21st, Pokemon Snap is released, and this was an interesting little kind of spin-off Pokemon game. Explain more about what this game was. People are not familiar with it, Samantha.
First came out in Japan on March 21st, 1999. And so this was a Pokemon spin-off, but instead of your typical sort of gameplay, this was a photography game. And so it was sort of an on-rails sort of setup where you would automatically move through the level, and you'd be trying to take pictures of as many Pokemon as possible and trying to take good pictures. So this is an odd sort of premise in a way, but it was pretty popular.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it was a missed opportunity on the Wii U, having the gamepad and the cameras on that, and but never. It could have been maybe looking at sales being on the Wii U. They just like, forget about it. But who knows? But yeah, Pokemon
one of those
Snap.
That was a natural fit.
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't do it.
Yeah, I remember back in the Wii U era, we were all talking about like Pokemon Snap. Come on, Pokemon Snap, but nothing ever. All right, so we have Danksing had a Game Boy. Anita still has her Game Boy. That's cool. I don't think I have my old original one. I think I may have sold it years ago, unfortunately. All right, and then we have some Kirby news in our time portal. And this is for March 23rd of 1993. And what game is this?
This was Kirby's Adventure, which was the second game in the Kirby series. And so when they made it, they wanted to address some of the concerns or criticisms of the original because people said that it was too easy and too short. And so to address those concerns without making it so difficult that it wasn't accessible anymore, this was when they introduced Kirby's copy ability. And so now that's like a big thing.
That's who Kirby is now, right? Yeah, that's really cool. Very nice. All right, guys, that wraps up our Time Portal issue number 8. So thank you, Samantha, for both the news and the Time Portal. Any little things you want to plug before we go on to drawing, hopefully, a winner for our PDP giveaway?
Nothing in particular to plug, but one thing I did want to mention is that last week when we were talking about the new content for Sonic Mania, we said it was going to be a free update. It now looks like it might not be. It might actually be a paid update. That's unclear. Some sites reported it as free. Some reported as price has not yet been determined. So we're still going to have to wait to find out what's going on there.
Okay, yeah, no problem. And thanks for saying that. As we learn more, we'll pass it along to you guys for our podcast. All right, so cool. Let's pick this winner now. I said last week, guys, we did Tweet Draw here, which is a bot. It's programming. You plug in the URL for the tweet, and it picks a random retweet. And the random retweet bot picked a bot on Twitter to win the contest. So we can't have that happen. We have to have a real person win this thing. So we're going to put our screen up here and do this live for you guys again. And hopefully I can tell if this is a real person or not. Here we go. Good luck to you all out there. This is for, again, the PDP Light Up Dock Shield. $30 retail value. Very popular item too. I've seen people with these in their houses. It looks really epic when it's on. Okay, so drum roll or whatever. I'll just push the button, I guess. Here we go. Picking the winner. All right, RJ. All right, I'm going to go to RJ's profile here too, because I think RJ is a real person. I can actually check right now too. Oh yeah, I know this RJ guy. Yeah, he's real. Look at this. All right, so RJ is able to draw. Somewhat good is his Twitter handle, apparently. So there you go. RJ just won this PDP Light Up Dock cover for the Switch. So thanks for watching, guys. And thank you, Samantha, again. We'll see you next week. All right, guys. We're going to end everything here. Thanks for watching episode 12 of the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast, Minute Gaming News. I'm Eddy Ray for NintendoChitChat.com. We'll see you guys next time.